Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Tour de France 2021, The Game. It's our races series. We're on episode 7, and we're going to do a 5-stage race. This is the Open Tour. It's lowly classified. It's not a big race. You have smaller teams here than what you normally have. We have a couple sprint stages, a punchy stage, and then 2 climbing stages. We're going to ride as Team DSM, and our objective is to crack the top 10.
Hello and welcome to all. Even though the route includes a few short climbs, the final 40 kilometers are devoid of any difficulty. It wouldn't be surprising to see a sprint in green.
And the race kicks off, but with a sprint stage ahead of us, we're just going to push on forward. I'm going to get myself into a nice position. I'm going to get a teammate in support, and then I'm going to speed things up. So let's just go ahead and skip right to the good stuff at the end of the stage. Inside the final 8 kilometers on this one, and I controlled the climbs to make sure that we were conserving energy in those sections as we ride with Hindley throughout this race, as he's the one we're trying to get inside the top 10. So today was all about conserving energy, and nothing more, nothing less. We want to maximize his energy in the days to come. So on a sprint stage like this, I'll push, towards the line, try to finish as high as we can. But as a non-sprinter, I don't expect anything. But with that maximum conservation today, we've done well. Now the breakaway is actually still 53 seconds ahead. They have not been caught, and that gap is pulling out. It was just 27 seconds 3K ago, but there is not a hard chase right now. It looks like the breakaway is going to end up winning this stage. The sprint teams have failed.
It's still able to widen the gap. Is it tough nut to be making off now?
Under 4K.
3 kilometers to go. The winner will be one of the breakaway riders. Is there anyone bold enough to try something before the sprint?
At the moment, there's just 21 here in the front group. We've seen a big split. All right, big acceleration. 1.7. Got myself back at full strength. 1.3. Final kilometer. Not going flat out just yet. Now we can go kind of flat out, finish it off. 21 riders. I'm going to be towards the back end of this, but I'll be on the same time. Better be on the same time. All right, so we have a breakaway of 4 riders who claimed a 40-second victory, but none of them are going to be contenders for the overall. And then we have a number of sprinters coming in at that 40-second mark. We've got Vingegaard here. We've got Kamna here. Vlasov, Port, Bennett, Evenepoel. There we are in 20 seconds, still on the 40-second gap. And that's really good because a number of other climbers or possible contenders, your Fellinis, Petters, Aaron Burrow can definitely climb. Fernandez can climb. Dowsett, not really, no. But Impey, the Ackerman, minute 42 back. Godu. There's a number of contenders that ended up missing the split. Sepp Kuss. This is a fantastic start. Maroe, Lutsenko. And we're a minute ahead of a huge number of contenders after a sprint stage. Fantastic, fantastic. That little climb right before the end. And we saw that little split and then the attack to the finish. So what a start. Not only have we conserved a ton of energy, but we've gained a minute over a wide array of contenders, and there's only a handful of us left that sit on that time. And the 4 breakaway riders that are 40 seconds ahead definitely are not a threat.
Hello, cycling fans everywhere. It will be surprising not to see the sprinters' teams go into action right from the beginning of the stage. With a route that is totally in their favour, the sprinters will have their hearts set on fighting it out for victory today.
See here on the profile of stage 2, we're descending a majority of this stage. So I have a feeling that with only a couple short Cat 3 climbs and a couple other little punchy sections, today truly will, and after the failure of stage 1 to turn out so, will be a day for the sprinters.
The riders have just set up.
Back a little bit earlier here on stage number 2, we have 22 kilometers to go. And we've got an uncategorized climb right here. And this is where I'm really trying to go in that maximization of conserving energy and spending as little as possible. So I'm on locked in control, where I'm just using the bumpers to up or decrease the tempo that I'm riding at. And you can see the yellow is my tempo. And at that red arrow, that's where you're at max pedaling without sprint. And then you have to kind of manually sprint from there. But it's the blue arrow, which is quite a bit behind where I'm at in location, where you are not expending energy. So I am expending energy right now. But a lot of the riders yo-yo between full pedal and just light pedaling. And they end up burning more in those moments of full pedal. Meanwhile, now as we go inside 19 kilometers, we're going to turn this corner and the hill part will be complete, and then we'll have a slight descent towards the finish. And meanwhile, I'm still almost full strength. I have gone back 15-20 wheels, but it's 18 kilometers, so I'll have no problem getting forward again. At some point, I might even go into an aero tuck if this descent gets steep enough. We got to 4.8 there for a moment. Kind of like to aero tuck when you're at about 5 or below. Yeah, 5 degrees or more anyway. Position's about the same as to what it was. But we still have our gel. I can go ahead and use a little bit of that here. And that gets us almost back to full strength. But the point is, I want to be in position late to make sure, like last time, we don't have some sort of big split. There is still a breakaway. They have 54 seconds. So yet again, we have a breakaway with that under a minute's lead that none of the sprint teams seem too intent on pulling back very quick. So we're at 51 seconds. Quite where we need to be for an aero tuck. But with the downhill and kind of in the pack, even though I'm riding a bit, I'm not really hurting myself. So we're doing okay. Because I'm not always actually pedaling that hard as we kind of get tight on the wheel of another rider. Find a little gap there, improve our position back up to 46th in the peloton now. Or overall, that is. There's 5 riders up the front, so actually subtract 5 from our position to see where we're actually at within the group. Inside the final 11K now. A lot of this is downhill. Down to 40 seconds. So we're slowly pulling those guys back. See, we don't have anybody using aero tuck. It's just not been that type of descent, but we've got an opportunity here just a little bit. For one thing, we've drastically improved our position without much expenditure of energy. I mean, I'm still looking pretty dang good on that front, and it's gonna get steep enough here shortly. Vingegaard working, Bennett working. Dang, Jumbo-Visma, what's your ambition here? Okay, now we can go aero tuck. And I'm right at the front, so even if I start getting overtaken, I'm restoring energy and still right near the front of the peloton.
Only 5 kilometers left for the lead riders. The peloton is on their heels.
Alright. Back off. Brake. No need to crash there. Did actually just... That was me that just caused that temporary split. Oops. It's back together though. Alright, the descending part's done. Let's go ahead and use up the rest of our gel, get back to full strength. And we still have a quarter of a gel. And we're at 3.5K. And meanwhile, this is where the race really picks up. Kambao is here to protect me. who's been with me each of the first 2 stages. And now 2.5K to go. We're going to go full gas without sprint. Use that gel, full strength. Okay, 1.8. Back off just a little bit. Arlington is in for now. Coming up on 1K to go. Let's go ahead and go full strength here. We can expose ourselves a little bit in the wind. Not quite full gas yet. I'm not a sprinter, so we got to save a little bit for the finish line. Okay, now we can full gas the rest of the way. Did we even catch the break, or did the break win again? I didn't see the break cross line. That was 22nd on the stage itself, which doesn't matter. It was a minimal use of energy. That's what matters the most, and we're definitely in the peloton. We didn't see the big split that we saw on stage 1. Sprint teams really not doing their job, not controlling the race. We yet again see a breakaway claim the stage victory, so all 5 riders hang on. Then we have the sprinters coming in. And Ackerman at the front of the group, okay. Zolo, Cockard. This time you had everybody on same time. So GC following the 2 sprint stages now behind us. We'll begin the actual climbing. This is where it's going to shed off all of those sprinters. You can see right now we sit in 8th overall at 1:15. And that group only runs down to 24th. And you can see with the likes of Mohoric, you've got plenty of sprinters around in that group that will be shed as soon as we start climbing. Other teams are going to have similar profiles to what we have right here, and that is our blue bar. Looking at our 6 riders, you can see Denise, Case Bull, Kambao. They've suffered some attrition. Hamilton's a good climber, and Chris Hamilton is sitting on a bit of expended energy after those 2 stages. They were just flat stages. There wasn't much going on, but you could see the fatigue, especially in Denise. You can see just how tired he is already. He starts the stage without 15% of his overall capacity. Today, stage 3, it's still mostly, it's kind of the reverse of last stage where we started a little high and then slowly descended. This is one of those stages where we're just going to slowly ascend. We've got 3 Cat 3s. The finish is slightly uphill. I mean, it's not flat, but there's really not that much climbing to do here on stage number 3. The good thing for Hindley is we are recovery A. Now, in terms of competitiveness, mountains a 79, hills a 77, flats a 68. We don't have fantastic anything. We're not a standout. And that's why the goal, the objective, is just to get in the top 10 overall, which, of course, we sit there right now, but really doesn't mean anything. Today, I would imagine some riders are going to get dropped, and we're going to see the group thin out a little bit. We're going to see kind of the GC riders move up a bit, but it's really not going to be until stage number 4 and then stage 5 where this race really contender-wise takes shape. But today we should come out of this still able to conserve a lot of energy, be in position right near the end, and then hopefully not lose any sort of time today. I don't see why we would. I mean, we've got a decent enough hill rating. We should be right there at the front. And then with some sort of rider leading us out, I can kind of push for at least same time without having spent too much energy.
Hello, cycling fans everywhere. It's a very short stage that awaits the riders today. With less than 130 kilometers to be raced between Saint-Sulpice and Rodez, it's going to be a restless day in the sun.
And we're on the first of 3 categorized climbs of the day. Right now, everything's comfortable. 147 in the peloton, 3 off the front. Fernandez, a much better climber than the other 2 that are in the group, has gone clear on his way up towards the summit of this first climb. He'll pick up max points. The last 2 riders, Van Roy, Godin, have split up off each other. Van Roy, who has the KOM at the moment, the jersey, only picks up the 1 point. But you can see I slowly, gently drift backwards through that climb, but I conserve a lot of energy. And our position will easily recover. Also, this is a very good time to get the game to start responding to my controls. There we go. Does that at least once every stage, though the first 2 stages it didn't do it, so hooray. Maybe because I sped through almost all of them. Let's go ahead and do what I was intending on doing and use that gel to recover. We are coming up on the feed zone, so get back to max. And let's speed things up to the next climb. 9.5% on the second climb of the day. Just, again, trying to take it easy, but we are seeing a big step up in tempo, so I'm going to need to at least respond a bit here. We're already through the feed zone, so there is no additional ones to come. So conserving energy now certainly matters. We've got one more big climb ahead of us. The biggest, I think, of the day, but only slightly. And then the finish, which is also at least a bit of an ascent. Already halfway up here, and it's going to ease off as we crest out on this one. Coming up on 1K to go. Breakaway's down to 38 seconds. Fernandez again going well clear. Barguil has gone clear, so we're seeing a little bit of an attack by Arkea Samsic here. That's 2 Arkea riders pushing to go up the road. It looks like Ineos is trying to respond. AG2R is responding, and I've gone right near the front. That's Gegenhardt. Are they attacking or are they just chasing? This is contenders that are trying to chase things down because Barguil has made it to the front group, which is now 3 riders. Alright. I think I'm in a good enough position to recover, but also a good enough position we're on the flat. Just ease off. On the descent, we are getting that recovery in. Back to full strength. And still the gel. And we approach that final larger, but not as steep climb of the day. Just 3% right now. 3.5, slowly ramping up, but there's definitely some speed, and this is one where I think we're going to have to push a little bit harder, try to stay near the front, and being 49th wheel is probably not where I want to be. Being behind my sprinter is probably not where I want to be. Alright, into the steeper section, just 6%. Alright, position's good. There is no breakaway right now, so this Arkea rider on the front, that is the front of the race. We've seen groups of riders that have dropped off, small groups, 141 still in the main peloton. I expected a bit more to be pushed out the back, and we are now pushing into a slight sprint category. I mean, there's a definite uptick in tempo right now. 1K to go. Things are easing off. Just keeping a balanced effort is really helping. I'm definitely not spending quite as much as many of these riders. Ciccone over the top first. And we're going to start our recovery. We've got a descent to come. Inside 10K now. I've got half a gel. Full red bar. Blue bar's looking pretty good, though we certainly spent more energy today than we have in the previous days. Aaron Burrow out the back. So there's one potential contender. We're seeing a split at the moment. I've got a group of 10 off the front. Back at full strength. Got some riders that are pushing to the front, and I'm going backwards at a time where I really don't want to be. No longer following. I need to start committing. Gel up again, 1.3K. I need to start pushing a little bit more. Not sprinting, but definitely pushing. And I'm going with Ciccone off the front, 700 meters. And we are off the front now. I've still got plenty of sprint left. I'm not thinking about the stage per se, but we have a real shot at it. Come on, come on, finish it, finish it. Oh, stage win. Stage win. First win that I've had on this game. And that was the punchy one. That was really just about conserving energy and being in the right position. Okay.
Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. I hoped that we'd play a leading role, but from that to win this stage, you have put in a superb performance. Well done for this win. We take the white jersey. That's really good.
I grabbed 13 seconds overall. 3 seconds over the chase group as I went clear. 10-second time bonus for the stage win. Those 13 seconds are huge as we head into the 2 climbing stages of this race. Malama, Barguil were there. They're going to definitely be contenders, but they were among those who lost time previously. Bennett, Chavez, Ciccone, all your contenders are at the top of the standings. But that is for this stage. Where will they be in the overall? We see just 28 riders on that +3, and then time gaps begin to open up behind that. So again, more riders losing time. This is really going to start to shake up the field. Let's see, how is it looking now? Scully still leads the general classification, but we have moved all the way up into second place. 40 seconds down on Scully, who won that stage previously. Scully is not who I worry about. Port 53, Kamna, Vanapol, Vlasov, Vingegaard, Bennett. I think you got to watch out for all of those. But all we needed technically is a top 10, and right now we're already a half minute up on those that are chasing, and I'm not seeing any contenders back here. Koos is a minute 55, Gaudu, Gegenhardt. Yeah, what a strong position we find ourselves in at the moment. What a really, really outstanding start to this race, and that is the first victory that I've taken in this game. But it is only stage 3, and we have 2 mountain stages ahead of us, and those are going to be in our next episode. So, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. Smash that like button even, because, hey, first victory had to come sometime. And this is one of those first times where I've started to take a little bit better rider, a little bit better contender, though I suppose I tried to do that at, what was that? Ronde van Vlaanderen with Peter Sagan. I have tried to take one of those top 10 kind of contenders so far, but this is only the second time where I've taken somebody just inside that top 10. And hey, it has thus far worked out. And, you know, Scully's not the one we got to worry about. So we're kind of your virtual contender in the lead. Wow. Awesome. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.